there was Mike that I think Mike wanted the floor.
Well, thank you, Lewis. Yeah, thank you, Lewis. I appreciate that very much. I tried several times, but I guess I wasn't loud enough or quick enough. The bottom line is Mr. Chipper, and I'm sure that's not his real name, I think it would serve us all good to listen to his presentation and understand the seriousness of this matter, because his topics that night, last Wednesday, are being rumored about throughout the entire country on every platform imaginable. And what rumors are those? The rumors that Joe Biden has been executed, the Clintons have been executed, the Bushes have been executed, the 3 popes have been executed. And these are all being done in tribunals in Gitmo. And they're secret. Now, Mr. Chipper denied they were secret, but I don't recall ever hearing or seeing anything about these tribunals at Gitmo where people were executed. And finally, I was able to pin him down in cross-examination in the fact that he did finally claim, he stated that these people had been executed and that we needed to do the research ourselves. So what he is participating in, there is a nationwide public hamster wheel taking place. And it's my opinion, and I think it's pretty based in fact, that it's an operation, a PSYOP, a psychological operation for critical mass distraction. And that's what it's doing throughout this entire country, and all the patriot groups, QAnon and the like, are getting people to believe nonsense, fairy tales, fables, absolute lies. And now what's happening, we just witnessed it here in Sarasota, Florida yesterday and today. The sheriff, the newly elected sheriff, who is actually a very fine man and understands the need for grand juries by the people, he is now being demonized by the local liberal rags, newspapers here in this area, because he attended several meetings that we had here in Sarasota County where QAnon followers participated. And he even allowed photographs to be taken with some merchandise sellers of QAnon items. So now he's being displayed on the front page of the paper as this big, huge QAnon follower, conspiracy theorist, whack job, which couldn't be further from the truth. So this QAnon movement has infected and infiltrated the true patriot movements all over America, and it's being used to demonize us. And that's the main reason I wanted this guy on tonight, was to be able to cross-examine him and see where he was getting these ideas from and if he actually believed them. And he demonstrated that he did believe them, and that he even said that it happened. So that's all I have to say. I'm done. I yield. Thank you.
I agree. That was excellent. That's exactly what's going on. The patriot movement, if you will, starts going down the right trail, and the other side, the CIA and all their little games come in there and say, we don't want it. They're going down the right trail. We can't have that. And they want to send us down all these other rabbit trails that lead nowhere. And that's exactly what's going on. You summarize that in, God, probably less than 5 minutes, less than 3 minutes. That's exactly the problem we have, and that's what we have to combat. And when somebody starts telling me that such and such happened, I want evidence. If you can't provide the evidence, there should be factual evidence there. You can't provide it, I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, and Michael and Matt, good summaries, especially Michael. You delved into the nuts and bolts there real nicely, Michael.
Yes.
Well, thank you. And just briefly, the various groups like we have a Wednesday night Patriot group, an assembly meeting here in Florida. And the leader of that, Roger Dowdell, he perpetuates these fairy tales and these whack job conspiracy theories. And he refuses to be confronted. He has resorted to banning people from the call and censoring people by disallowing them to participate in the open forum. He also does it on Thursday night National Assembly call. And many of the people in the Anna von Reitz movement are also big proponents of these wacky ideas and conspiracy theories and QAnon ideas. So it just goes to show you that whenever you start getting over the target, you know, you're going to receive flack, and that's what's happening. And I yield. That's all. Thank you.
I'd like to build on that a little bit. I think in larger context, the appropriate wording is Cointelpro. Back in the 60s and 70s, FBI was actively organizing and financing people to come in and subvert patriotic, honorable movements to end that fraudulent Vietnam War. The Gulf of Tonkin resolution was a lie. The Vietnam War was entirely unnecessary, and there were all kinds of people doing all kinds of protests and getting active on the streets to bring about an end to that war machine. And the FBI sent in subversives through their Cointelpro program that was federally funded to subvert the ability of the people to bring about accountability to the evils of the Vietnam War, and that colorably that Cointelpro program has been abolished. But I'm sorry, I'm quite certain that that's exactly what is happening here through people like Chipper. And I'm not saying that Chipper is knowingly and willfully involved in the Cointelpro program, but there's lots of people that have been run through a similar program that's rather largely different than Cointelpro. It's called MK Ultra Mind Control. It's trauma-based mind control, and especially people that have been through the military, that they've been through a lot of trauma. Okay, and so all they know is how to react in a traumatic and big panicky manner, and to pursue a certain narrow-minded agenda. Because if they don't pursue their own certain narrow-minded agenda, frequently talking about metaphysical mumbo-jumbo that nobody can track, if they can't do that, then they start suffering trauma. And the MK Ultra Mind Control programs, they get children as little kids, and they traumatize them, and they frequently never recover because the trauma has been at such a foundational level in their growth process that they've been retarded in their ability to spiritually and rationally grow to maturity, and they just can't get past the trauma because it's from childhood on. So whether it's happened through just military brutality and seeing your friends and buddies die causing your trauma, or an actual MK Ultra Mind Control program, what we're looking at here is resources. What's the word? Assets. The CIA talks in terms of assets. They're disposable assets. They're pawns on the chessboard. That Chipper sounds to me like he's probably basically a good guy, but he's been mentally damaged. He's not capable of maintaining qualified elector status in or engaging in rational discussion, because he's got to commandeer the conversation and take it off in an agenda that's comfortable with his programming, his trauma-based mind control programming, or else he's going to throw temper tantrums like he just did right here in front of us all. So anyway, that's kind of my assessment of what's going on, and it's bigger than just Chipper and what went on here. It's like Matt or Michael was saying. this is an orchestrated plan. It's well financed, and thank God that we've got a good community of people here. That even though we're diverse and we got our own internal conflicts, we can all recognize. It seems I haven't heard any dissenting opinions, but we all seem to be capable of recognizing that Chipper's damaged goods, and he's not capable of operating as a qualified elector and a responsible consensus builder in whatever we need to develop to try to save America. We might not know exactly what our finished product will be when we get done with it, but we do know that trauma-based sick puppies like Chipper are not going to be able to be part of the consensus-building process that will develop our final product of some type of reasonable solution to the evils that we're trying to confront.